If you're like me, you've played No Man's Sky and you want a refund. And you may not actually get it. So there have been different conflicting reports coming out about Steam's policy with No Man's Sky getting refunded. Typically with Steam, you have 2 hours of play and it needs to be refunded within 14 days of purchase. And there is a special message that's coming along on the No Man's Sky page, which reads, the standard Steam refund policy applies to No Man's Sky. There are no special exceptions available. Click here for more detail on the Steam refund policy. $59.99 add to cart. So no, whatever you've heard about there being special exemptions probably isn't true. However, many people have been appealing, which that is still a possibility to get a refund. I only recently heard that Sony is doing that too, which means I will also be appealing for a refund. And this is due to No Man's Sky, I would say, not delivering on the promise, having a very different product than was advertised, there being several bugs and glitches. And it's fun for about, diabolically, it's fun for about 3 hours. So you will reach your 2-hour timeline or deadline. But I don't know, it's not for everyone, which is something that Hello Games has stated, and I agree with.
It's even more infuriating for a game like this, which was heavily advertised as one of the most appealing games coming out. Like the idea of exploring so many new depths, like that's one of the reasons that the gaming world is so intriguing, is you get to explore a world, and like one of the reasons I love Far Cry is just the ability to continuously use the environment to my own ability and explore things that aren't written necessarily in the game plan, that you can go off route. And something about No Man's Sky that was so intriguing is like you can go and explore other planets and explore what is going to come up to. You could eventually be
some
sort of explorer.
At its core.
But
it's so dreadfully tedious and repetitive and not very rewarding.
My love for games came from ability to play sports games in a very unique environment where I love FIFA games, but I also grew up playing Metal Gear Solid. So I did like that in the latest Metal Gear Solid games, I was able to wander off course. Like I would go and do my own thing, whereas in previous Metal Gear Solid games, you wander away from the mission and you're going to eventually get lost and there's nothing there to really do either way. And I think that there's a line where people sometimes fluctuate with going and exploring so many different things. And people that like that, I'm more of a, I would like to do that for a little bit, but I like to maintain true to my mission and stay focused on what I'm there to accomplish. Mm-hmm. And why is the name blanking? What is the game that everyone, especially in our office, was talking about recently, where you literally just explore things like you need to make your own post-apocalyptic world consistently? Fallout. Jesus Christ, why was it blanking out my mind? I was like, what? Thank God you read my mind. Yeah, I never enjoyed the Fallout games because again, it's like my whole sustainability and focus on the game relies on me being able to go and do all these different things and be talented at it when I wasn't that talented at the game.
I mean, I think Fallout has a different point at which you feel you are done with it.
Yeah.
But it's much later, and it's not something I would ask for a refund for, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I have played Fallout 4. I'm not very interested in doing Nuka World or Far Harbor. It's just, I feel like I've completed as much as I want to complete, and that is up to the individual gamer to choose. I don't know. You may love No Man's Sky, but I would say I'm not the happiest person with it. I mean, there wasn't really... The review embargo was weird. It was late. There were no review copies given out. I would not recommend people buy it personally. You have to, and what everyone says about it is true. It becomes resource mining and resource management after a while. It's with very little payoff. It's exceedingly lonely. I did say in my review of it that it was like, perhaps you can read it as an existential journey into man's inherent loneliness. Yeah, I went deep with it because I was trying to find some kind of rationale in which it would be achieving its goals. But I, from my point of view, I didn't have fun with it.
But do you not feel like the way a lot of games are in their quest to try and explore as far into the gaming industry as possible, that people are flirting with that line, like the idea that you don't really. The way I used to love games is also playing Metal Gear Solid, but I like to be inclusive with other people. Like I'm still a Call of Duty fan. I'll still go online and play consecutively.
Sure, lots of people do that.
And I feel like that's one of the part of my love for gaming is in that inclusive environment. So, do you think that there's a bit that some games flirt the line of disconnecting from everything that kind of made games great by trying to pursue like these solo adventures?
No, because solo campaigns can be exceedingly rewarding and fun, and I've done that for many games and just adored my experience. Several RPGs are that way. I think this is a different take on the idea of single player, because it is a world that is connected. You're just very, very unlikely to find anything other than just a trace of someone left behind. It's at its heart, it's a very lonely experience. Even the NPCs are pretty flat and repetitive. And, maybe you can read that as a view into depression when, all things start kind of resembling each other and not really mattering. Yeah, I take it.
Sounds like
I take it to a dark level. But that's the only way I can justify it. Maybe it's celebrating loneliness. But to the point of this, which is I don't think it's for most people. I think most people went into this expecting something else, given the marketing, given the trailers we had seen, and are undeniably and understandably not happy with their purchase. There is the statistic that 90% of the active player base has already dropped off, though you can compare this against other games in which, right away there's a big player base and then it drops off, which maybe not that alarming to you, maybe alarming. It's not a game for everyone, and that is the truest way I can explain it. And I get it. I get it if you want a refund on it. I want one too. Audience, have you ever wanted a refund on a game, and did you get it? And also, how did you get it? Will you give me tips? Please let us know below in the comments. And please like and subscribe for more.